What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and as I was cruising around looking for a couple things, searching Reddit for some Star Wars stuff, I found a link to a couple articles that had just been coming out. You can see right here, Star Wars Kenobi reveals new working title for Disney Plus series. Now, we have talked a lot about all the issues with Kenobi, the fact that all the scripts need to be rewritten, that they're reworking it, rumors about it potentially, coming down from 6 episodes to maybe only 4 episodes. Rumors of it being turned back into a movie. Rumors flying everywhere. It's pretty easy to see that they're still in production hell with Kenobi right now. But evidently, they have decided that they have a new working title for this project. And let's get into it right here. Star Wars fans couldn't be more hyped for Disney's new Obi Wan Kenobi Spotlight series on Disney+. What? Star Wars fans couldn't be more hyped for it? Listen, I will agree that there are a lot of people really interested in seeing an Obi Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series, for sure. The idea that people couldn't be more hyped after we've been strung along and been told, oh yeah, the scripts are written, the scripts are ready to go, but oh, well, we also need to rewrite all the scripts. The fact that they sent the entire production team home after they had basically already started over in Pinewood. You can't, there's not this, everyone's not like, oh my god, we want Kenobi. They couldn't be more hyped. Are you serious? What a terrible way to start out this article. And while it won't be coming to the service for a bit, we now know what the working title for the anticipated project is. According to Production Weekly, the title for the show is Pilgrim. Pilgrim. Which is fitting since the story is likely to be a more solitary journey for Kenobi as the remaining Jedi are being hunted, so he has to keep a low profile. And I think that, that makes sense. That's something that does make sense. We do know that Obi-Wan is going to be, beginning this journey is basically a nomad, a hermit, keeping to himself on Tatooine to try to stay, get a low profile, keep an eye on Luke. Pilgrim kind of makes sense. Now, I saw an article, a different one, that really speculated a little bit more about Pilgrim and why it could be called that, and we'll get into that in a little bit. It's also believed he'll be dealing with feelings of guilt and doubt as he looks for hope in the Skywalker name. Well, based on what we've seen from Skywalkers in the sequel trilogy, you might as well not look to that name for hope. It only means hope when he's in like his 20s and 30s. After that, it doesn't mean hope anymore. It's done, it's dead, kill it, don't worry about it, let the past die, kill it if you have to. Right? I think ultimately that's one of the issues people have and have a hard time getting excited for this Obi-Wan series is he's looking over this character who is so beloved, Luke Skywalker, but at the end of the day, in Disney canon, he becomes a grumpy old man that fails. So I think it's tough for some people to get over that fact, that ultimately that's how this Star Wars Skywalker saga, quote unquote, ends. The movie will start shooting next year, which is a delay from the original shooting date, but Ewan McGregor thinks that move is for the better. And here Ewan McGregor is trying to explain away all the production issues again. We start shooting at the very beginning of next year. They're in pre-production from this summer. There are scripts that I've read that are really good. They're continuing to write on them to make them even better. They're so good that they need to continue to write on them and move production, evidently. And we start very early next year, McGregor revealed on Good Morning America. And I'm excited about it. I think the last one I shot was in 2003, so it's been a while. It'll just be there, I think. Also, I'm reminding myself watching the new films. Sorry, Ewan, I'm sorry you had to subject yourself to that. And The Mandalorian and stuff, I really enjoyed. I keep myself as current as I can with the Lucasfilm world. I don't think it will take 2 minutes. I'll put the cloak back on and I'll be there, I think. Well, there you go. He seems pretty positive about production going forward after years and years and years of being in negotiations. So take that for what you will. I do think it makes sense, kind of what they said here, that Obi-Wan could be dealing with feelings of guilt and doubt. It only makes sense because at the end of the day, he feels like he failed as a master. He failed Anakin. He failed as a master, as a Jedi, and as a friend. And now, him and Yoda had to turn their tails and go into hiding. So that does make sense, and we've seen a lot of Star Wars expanded universe. The real Star Wars, in my opinion, the Legends novel Kenobi, that goes into him really dealing with a lot of that. If you want a good Obi-Wan Kenobi story and don't have to wait till who knows when, this will probably finally be revealed, read Star Wars Kenobi. You won't be disappointed. Then they go on to talk a little bit about some other rumors that we've heard, including the one a couple months ago about Jar Jar Binks from Jason Ward, that there's a potential that a bearded Jar Jar Binks may appear. Now, again, this was before all of the delays came out, so that could have been in the original story. They may well have changed so much of that by now. I don't even know how much it's worth getting into like this article does. But you can see, I'll actually pull up Production Weekly, and you can see right here, these are just a list of all these things that are in production right now. This is what caught everybody's eye. Star Wars Kenobi, working title Pilgrim. And of course, Star Wars Cassian Andor is right next to it, working title White Snake. It's had that working title for almost a year now. And of course, we know about the Cassian Andor series is also being delayed for scripts and production issues and things like that. So just because it has a working title doesn't necessarily mean anything's coming anytime soon. Just ask Cassian Andor. Of course, no one wants that. So that also might play a part. And I wanted to quickly cover another article as well. Whoa. So this is another article that popped up about the Kenobi series with that working title of Pilgrim. And they go on to speculate a little bit about it. So according to Production Weekly, the brand new working title for the Kenobi series would be Pilgrim, changing from the feature film's incarnation working title of Joshua Tree, which was the initial one we heard about a long, long time ago. What this means for the show isn't confirmed, but it might suggest that Ben Kenobi might leave Tatooine at some point, which I know might ruffle the feathers of fans expecting him to spend his entire time on the backwater planet. This is why they're saying that. There's a good shot that Ben Kenobi might have to visit the Rogue One location of Jedha at some point. A pilgrim was an individual who traveled to locations of religious importance on journeys of spirituality. The ancient moon of Jedha was considered a sacred holy site by many, and as such was visited by pilgrims of various faiths, such as the Disciples of the Wills, the Brotherhood of Beatific Continents, the Clan of Toraboda, and the Central Isopter. So there you go. That is what they're speculating, that maybe this means that they might be headed off to Jedha that we saw in Rogue One. So, maybe that's the case, maybe not. That seems to be reaching a little bit just by the word pilgrim and then another word of pilgrim that was used. But it definitely could be. Pilgrim does signify some journey of some sort, whether that's a spiritual, emotional journey or a physical journey to a different place. To have a spiritual, emotional journey, I suppose we will see when the time comes. The one last thing that I wanted to take a look at, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but there is the way that it says it in here, in this article, comic book. Now, it's written by Matthew Aguilar. This could just be really poorly phrased. This could be anything, but this caught my eye. Like I said, we've heard so much about the production that they wanted to change it. Maybe this might be moved down to 4. Maybe it might be turned into a movie again. A lot of people have said that over the recent weeks. Look at this title. So they say they could be more excited for the new Spotlight series on Disney+. However, when you come down here, this is what he says. The movie will start shooting next year, which is a delay from its original shooting date, but Ewan McGregor thinks that movie's for the best. Well, it's also spelled things, that movie's for the best. So we cannot really judge this person and take their words too seriously, in my opinion. I'm going to get a little closer so you guys can see that. The movie will start shooting next year. That could easily be a typo or misunderstanding or something from this guy. But Ewan McGregor thinks that move is for the better. Just wanted to highlight, let everybody know. I don't think they're stating that they think it's a movie again. We haven't heard any official words from that. I doubt that's what he means. But it is interesting that they slipped that into the article. But interested to know your thoughts, what you guys think about the Kenobi series, the new working title of Pilgrim, what you think it could mean, if you think it's an actual physical journey, might be going off planet, or if it's more a spiritual, emotional journey coming from where he was after Revenge of the Sith, the failures, dealing with that, and the emotional, spiritual journey that he will need to go on. We know that he's going to be interacting with Qui-Gon to learn how to become a Force ghost, things like that. So is that the kind of pilgrimage that they're talking about with this working title, Pilgrim? Either way, it's going to be a while before we see it because of how chaotic Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy and everyone there has been. But we'll see when the time comes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. I'll talk to you guys later.